Doji and Sausage here. I'm sure you can hear Sausage is very nervous, a little weirded out that he's not with his brother. We're going to be going over how to properly introduce them to other people, maybe when other people come over to your house, or if you go over to their house, or even if you happen to meet them when you're out and about with them. I know that they get a little bit nervous when they see new people, and also other dogs that are around, they aren't too fond of that quite yet. So socialization is of course very important. That's why they're here at daycare. But he's been in this area before. He is separated, so I'm sure that is one of the main reasons why he is extremely upset right now. Working with dogs that have severe anxiety takes a lot of time and patience. They are young still, so this is still a great time to mold them into the dogs that you want them to be when they get older. Alright, so since he is extremely nervous right now, I'm not giving him any kind of affection. He doesn't get attention from me. I am merely sharing my space with him. I cannot give affection to anybody that is nervous or, any kind of, if they're fearful or anything like that, I cannot give them any affection. A lot of times when people do have dogs that are very nervous, they tend to console them like they would console a person, which would be to, oh, it's okay, it'll be fine, you want to console them. Unfortunately, in dog language, you're giving them affection for something that, ultimately is an unwanted behavior. So when they are in this state, you definitely want to avoid giving them any kind of affection. And also, because they are so small, you of course would not want to hurt them when correcting them. So all I use to correct a dog that is extremely nervous, fearful, instead of, of course I would never scare them or anything like that. But all you have to do is make yourself bigger. You're assertive, you're the pack leader, you're the boss, and they do have to follow you and pay attention to what you want them to do. So when we do have this type of behavior going on, instead of me scolding them, no, stop it, no, all I'm going to do is use a snap and a sound, like a shushing sound, or, some kind of unpleasant sound. Now it's going to take a while for him to get used to this place. Of course, it's brand new for the both of them, and they are very nervous. When you do correct the nervous behavior here, you want to make sure that instead of actually, moving them off on the side or putting them somewhere, that you make them face their fears and in turn trust that you will handle whatever situation they are in. So when you do correct them, and I do have him on the leash here, and simply all I'm going to do is just snap my fingers, and when I do, he's really responsive to that. So he's doing a good job so far, better than he was before, in responding to that correction there. All right, so basically, no eye contact, as hard as it may be. Just completely ignore them. When I first met them inside of the play area, they were very wary of me. They growled, and they also barked to let me know that they were there, and they didn't want me there. And that kind of behavior is basically fearful behavior. They have not seen me before, and also they were very nervous in that area. So when you do introduce them to other people and they do go into that fearful state, you really want to make sure that the person understands what kind of state they're in. What kind of state they're in, and also how to avoid escalating that current state. So when they do come in, like I said before, no talk, no touch, no eye contact. If they do, for some reason, start growling at the person, you need to go and correct that immediately. They are not trying to bite anybody at all, of course. They're generally well-natured boys, and they do love each other dearly. So all I'm going to do here is just sit down. I'm just going to show you how to correct the behavior that you may not want. So he is currently trying to come on my lap, but I did not invite him. So I need to make sure that he gets off. And only when I invite him onto my lap, then he can come up. All right, ready? Okay. All right, so they are very tiny and they are great lap dogs. If he is approached by somebody and he's in your lap, a lot of small dogs get very, very possessive of their owners while they're in the lap. The lap is like heaven, and they never want to leave, and they sure don't want anybody coming in that space. So when you do have them in your lap and someone does approach and perhaps they start growling, in order to correct that, you want to make sure that you use your sounds, and you also use your snapping, and you also want to use your hands to basically let them know that the behavior is unwanted. So in order to do a physical correction, you want to either use 1 or 2 fingers because they are very small, and try it on your arm first to see what kind of pressure you want to put on their bodies. And of course, they're not being hurt in any way. Dogs naturally correct each other with their mouths, and we're not using our mouths today, so we're going to have to use our hands. So if someone does approach and he starts growling, you're going to use your physical correction at the last possible moment. You don't want to do that in the beginning. You want to make sure that you kind of try to get them to understand without having to use physical force. So in the event that they start growling, you use your sound and your snapping. It's Alright, so if that doesn't work, you can then use your physical touch to tell them that you do not want the behavior. So you use your finger and you can touch them right on the side there. It doesn't hurt them at all. Or you can use your hands to kind of just poke them a little bit. Basically, the poking is going to snap them out of whatever state that they happen to be in, and bring them back to what does mom want me to do now, because she sure didn't want me to do that. Alright, so he is still very nervous. And if you are going to correct nervous behavior while you are out with them, just make sure that you are consistent in correcting that behavior. Just make sure that you are consistent in correcting that behavior. You don't ever really want them to get away with anything once you settle on stopping that behavior. So if you decide that you don't want them to go into a certain area one day not going to work and they won't understand. It needs to be consistent and you have to work on it all the time. He's currently trying to go upstairs to go to sleep, but when you do have, Selfish! Hold on 1 second. Selfish! Shh. When you do have them out and about and you're trying to correct their behavior, like I said before, go with these sounds and also the snapping. They respond very, very well to that. And you know, you as the pack leader, you need to kind of puff yourself up, make yourself really assertive and more or less stern when you do tell them to stop whatever behavior you find that is annoying or unwanted. Anyway, we will definitely continue working with both of them. They're really, really sweet dogs. I love them to death, but we'll definitely try to curb all of this anxiety. And we'll discuss more in the next video. This has been Nicole with a little bit of the distressed sausage here. We'll see you guys later. Bye.